Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope your 2024 is off to a great start. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 7 big changes that are going to start taking place to the Social Security program for the year of 2024. Plus, we're going to be going over a new poll in the hypothetical rematch of the former president and Donald Trump versus the current president in Joe Biden. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive $60 or more in free stocks or $60 or more in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you got to do is once you click on that link is sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny on the platform. Once you do so, they are going to send you 20 free stocks. Each stock is going to be worth at least $3. And if you don't want to invest at this point in time, all you have to do is once you receive those 20 stocks, is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the $60 or more right back to your checking account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story for today, and that is going to involve the hypothetical rematch of the former president and Donald Trump versus the current president and Joe Biden. And we actually have more bad news for Joe Biden and more good news that is for Donald Trump. So according to The Hill, former President Trump leads President Biden among Hispanic and young voters, a new survey found. The survey conducted by USA Today and Suffolk University found that heading into a critical election year, Biden trails with several of the key demographics that helped him win the White House in 2020. Biden earned 34% support among Hispanic voters surveyed, compared to Trump's 39%. That marks a large decline since 2020, when Biden earned 65% of the demographic group. The president also lost support from black voters after carrying 87% of support in the demographic in 2020. Biden now has just 63%, the survey found. His support from younger voters has dropped as well. In 2020, Biden crushed Trump by 24 points among the group, but the survey found that Trump now leads among voters under 35 with 37% of support to Biden's 33%. Now, obviously, this is a huge change from just a few years ago. Why is this happening? Why are we now having Hispanics favoring Trump over Biden? Why are we now having black voters voting for Trump in much larger numbers than they have back in 2020 or really ever before for any Republican candidate? Why are we now having younger voters under the age of 35 voting for a Republican in Trump over a Democrat in Biden? Is it because Americans are finally getting fed up with Joe Biden, that he's not really who he said he was back in 2020? Or is it perhaps, maybe they're finally catching on to a lot of the media just being, I guess activists for what they believe in, because the news isn't exactly the news anymore. For example, you might have CNN or CNBC or some news station come on and say Trump is wanting to build a wall, therefore he's the most racist human being alive, rather than just coming out and saying Trump is wanting to build a wall to keep down illegal immigration, and just leaving it at that and letting Americans decide what they think of that news. It's ridiculous, but you can see in a lot of these polling, things are changing, because once again, Biden earned 34% support among Hispanic voters compared to Trump's 39%. So Trump now leads among Hispanic voters, whereas back in 2020, once again, Biden earned 65% of support among that demographic group. That is a huge change, once again, from just a few years ago. And Biden now just having 63% of support from black voters, as opposed to 87% just a few years ago. He is losing tons of support among demographics across the board. And if these numbers hold up, which they may very well, then not only is Trump going to win in 2024, but he is going to win in an absolute landslide. That is, of course, if Trump is even given a chance to win in 2024, because right now it looks like many states are trying to, and actually 2 states have been successful in kicking him off the ballot, unless, of course, the Supreme Court can overrule their decision. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. When 2024 comes around, who do you plan on voting for? Do you plan on voting for Trump? Do you plan on voting for Biden? Or do you plan on voting for someone else? Now, as far as our main topic for today's video, of course, in 2024, starting today, we have 7 big changes happening to the Social Security program. We're going to be going over each of them now and how that may or may not impact you. So according to the Motley Fool, the first change is that Social Security checks are going to be getting beefier. So in 2024, Social Security benefits will receive a 3.2% cost of living adjustment increase. While this is a far cry from the historic 8.7% COLA that was passed along in 2023, it's still higher than the 2.6% average COLA over the past 20 years. For the typical retired worker, it means an extra $59 per month this year. Meanwhile, workers with disabilities and survivor beneficiaries can expect their monthly Social Security check to increase by $48 and $47 respectively. And then of course, SSI beneficiaries are also going to be receiving an increase as well. Now, the second change that will be starting today, of course, in 2024, is that high earners are potentially facing a larger tax bill. So in 2023, all earned income between $1 penny and $160,200 was subject to the 12.4% payroll tax. This payroll tax accounts for about 90% of the revenue that America's top retirement program brings in. With few exceptions, the maximum taxable earnings cap adjusts higher along the national average wage index every year. In 2024, all earned income between $1 penny and $168,600 is now subject to the payroll tax. So obviously, if you're a high earner, this is going to impact you. However, if you make less than the $160,000 mark, this is not going to impact you whatsoever. Now, the third change that is going to be taking place and starting today is that the maximum monthly payout at full retirement age is climbing. So on the other end of the spectrum, a small group of lifetime high earners are on the receiving end of a sizable increase in their monthly benefit. Last year, the maximum monthly payout of a retired worker could receive at their full retirement age was $3,627. This year, it is going to increase by $195 per month, a pretty big amount, up to $3,822. So if you are one of the few Americans who are eligible for the maximum amount, you're going to be receiving the highest increase out of anyone receiving Social Security. Now, the fourth change that's going to be taking place this year, we are in 2024 now, is that 2 fewer states are now taxing Social Security benefits. So, little known unpleasant fact about Social Security benefits can be taxable at the federal level depending on your provisional income. Additionally, Social Security benefits can be taxed in certain states. The good news is that beginning today, 2 states are no longer taxing Social Security benefits. As my keen-eyed colleague Dan Kaplinger noted 3 weeks ago, Nebraska and Missouri have shelved their respective Social Security taxation. That leaves just 10 states that may still tax Social Security benefits based on preset income thresholds. One thing that hasn't changed in decades is the provisional income threshold associated with federal taxation of Social Security benefits. The 2 tiers of federal benefit taxation, which were respectively introduced in 1983 and 1993, have never been adjusted for taxation. So you can see here that over the years, unfortunately, the amount of people who have to pay taxes on their benefits has increased. Whereas when this was first introduced, very few Americans, I believe it was under like 10%, had to actually pay any taxes on their Social Security benefits. Now I believe that's close to 50%. It may actually be a lot higher than half of Americans receiving benefits now have to pay taxes on a portion of their benefits. So according to the Social Security website here, so basically it goes off your combined income. So your combined income is your adjusted gross income plus non-taxable interest plus half of your Social Security benefits. So you'll be taxed on up to 85% of your Social Security benefits if you file a federal tax return as an individual and your combined income is more than $34,000, or you file a joint return and you and your spouse have a combined income of more than $44,000. Now it'll be taxable on up to 50% of your Social Security benefits if you file a federal return as an individual and your combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000, or if you file a joint return and you and your spouse have a combined income between $32,000 and $44,000. Now, the fifth change that will be taking place starting today is that early filer withholding thresholds have jumped once more. So basically, this is going to impact those who start receiving Social Security benefits before their full retirement age, whether that's 66 or 67 or somewhere in between, and they continue working and earning income in the meantime. So basically last year, in 2023, those saw $1 in benefits withheld for every $2 in earned income above $21,240 annually. This year, withholding won't kick in for early filers who won't reach their full retirement age until $22,320 annually. They go on to say that there are notable changes for early filers who will reach their full retirement age in 2024 as well. Last year, early claimants could see $1 in benefits withheld for every $3 in earned income above $56,520. The withholding threshold increases to $59,520 for early filers expected to reach the full retirement age in 2024. So if you continue working before you reach your full retirement age, you can earn a little bit more this year before your benefits begin to be withheld. But it's also important to note here that the retirement earnings test no longer applies once an individual reaches their full retirement age, and previously withheld benefits are returned in the form of a higher monthly benefit. So a lot of people are afraid to continue working once they start receiving benefits, even before their retirement age, because they believe that these benefits withheld are not going to be paid back to them, but you're actually going to receive a higher benefit once you reach your full retirement age. So I wouldn't necessarily work fewer hours if you want to work more hours and earn more money, just because some of your benefits are going to be withheld. Now, the next change that's going to be taking place today is that disability income thresholds have risen. So in 2023, non-blind workers with disabilities were allowed to earn up to $1,470 per month without having their benefits halted. This year, non-blind workers with disabilities can earn up to $1,550 per month without a stoppage to their monthly payout. For workers with disability who are blind, the nominal dollar increase is even more substantial, whereas disability insurance benefits would have ceased above $2,460 per month in 2023. This threshold now rises to $2,590 per month in 2024. And then finally, the seventh change that's going to be taking place today is that qualifying for a Social Security benefit has become incrementally tougher. So being an American citizen does not automatically qualify a person to receive Social Security retirement benefits. The vast majority of Americans earn their right to a benefit by working. A total of 40 lifetime work credits is needed to qualify for a benefit. Though no more than 4 work credits can be earned each year, the bar is set relatively low to earn these credits. Last year, it took $1,640 in earned income to receive 1 lifetime work credit, less $6,560 in earned income maxed out a worker's allotted credits for the year. In 2024, it'll take $1,730 in earned income to qualify for a quarter of coverage. Put another way, you'll need $6,920 in wages and salary to amass the full 4 work credits in the new year. So you will have to earn a little bit more money to receive your work credits in order to be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits. But those are the 7 changes that are going to be taking place starting today in 2024. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are below on all of these changes. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.